What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of Club and Country. This is episode number 77. We're starting today's off with two bids for Brandon Cooper, big ones as well from Vitesse and also Real Sociedad as well. Around the same fee for our 27-year-old centre-half, now down to 79 overall after the injury he got last season. But I've mentioned before, like the bids are good. We get a little bit more money for him, but when you're doing a rule-based series like this one, I often talk about it. What's the money really worth to you? Do you know what I mean? Because in a traditional RTG, for example, you could get a decent amount of money by a younger player with more potential. But in a rule-based series like this one, realistically, who are the better options we could get right now? Well, Ben Cabango and Chris Metham, though Metham is, of course, a few years older. It wouldn't really make sense, and I think I said in the last episode, this is why, like, if I got, like, a massive bid of, like, 200 million for Rabbi Matondo, it's, like, it's an astronomical fee, but what's the money really worth compared to the second highest rated Welsh player in the game? When you're doing a rule-based series like this one, it's really important to think strategically with the transfers you do. It's way more important to make sure you keep hold of your most valuable assets, and the most valuable assets to you are the best rated players for the country as well as the club, if you're doing a CNC, of course. Still, first game of today's episode, Bramwell Lane, Sheffield United away from home, heading into the game on the back of the draw against Liverpool. We drop down to third place in the table now on Manchester United, but it is so tight. I'd say really the top four. I think there's going to be separation in this the second half of the season now, 16 games to go. I think, yeah, the top four are going to separate from the rest of the pack, and the question is who's going to come home with the championship. Liverpool still the front runners and the champions as well, but us, the Red Devils, we're right behind right now, so it's going to be a very tight second half of the season, I'm sure. So taking on the Blades away from home, needed to go to winning ways in this one, fell behind early. Mark Bound scored his first goal of the season in the league to make it 1-1, and then right before the break, the Blades back in front. So it's 2-1. They restore the lead. My defense in this game was really all over the place, and whilst I looked good when going forward, well, it's a bit of a common problem for me in this year's FIFA. I can go forward, I can score goals, create multiple chances, but defensively, I've just never really got it sorted, you know, ever since FIFA 22 came out. I've just never really been able to sort it. On 4-minute halves, I talk about it a lot, the game on 4-minute halves is totally different to 5 or 6. For some reason on 4-minute halves, clean sheets happen all the time, but otherwise it's just goal fest game after game. We're 3-1 down, the Blaze take a 2-goal cushion, and I was staring down the back of a big loss here out of Bramwell Lane. Fortunately, right from kickoff, some really poor defending, terrible pass out from the back, gives the ball straight back. Mark Bound turns in his second of the game, none in 10, and now 2 in the same for Gareth Bale's regen. It's 2-2. We're back on level terms. I was thinking, okay, all right, a draw. It's not terrible. Battling back 2 separate times, but really, these are the games I need to win. If I'm going to be title winners this season, these are the games we have to win. So it's 3-2. We're back in the game, and Matondo makes it 3-3. We find our leveler courtesy of Rabbi, and I was thinking, right, we got back in the game. We got the leveler. Let's push on for the win. Final minute of normal time. Topsy-turvy end-to-end game. One last chance. Oh, and wouldn't you just know it? Super Gav turns in the winner in stoppage time and gives us the 3 points. And this is the best comeback victory I've had in FIFA 22. 3-1 down against the Blades, half an hour to go, and we win it 4-3. First Bound, second, then Matondo's leveler, and then Gavin Humphreys in stoppage time. And I had to show the replay. That first touch was so underrated. I didn't notice how good it was initially because the adrenaline was pumping like crazy, but the first touch to stop the ball dead on the floor and then turn it in from close range. 8 in 23, averaging around 1 in every 3 games, gives us the game winner at the death, and a huge 3 points at Bramwell Lane as well. And yeah, the best comeback of the series so far. 3-1 down to win it 4-3. My best comeback in FIFA so far this year. That was amazing, man. But also, again, proof that you're never really out of a game until the final whistle gets blown. And, you know, I talk about it all the time. And I know I talked about it recently as well as take on Cheltenham Town for the FA Cup 4th round here, away against the side in League 2 right now. I talk about it all the time. But, you know, late goals are just, like, so common in FIFA. And I do believe momentum is a thing as well. So even if you're down by a couple of goals and there's 10 minutes to go, listen, I am as guilty as the next man in many situations in life. When things aren't going my way and I feel pressured and it's just not working out for me, sometimes I get demoralised and want to throw in the towel. We all do. It's kind of natural, really, you know. But in FIFA nowadays, because late goals are so common, because momentum I do believe is in the game and it's very, very strong as well. Keep pushing, man. Like, seriously, never give up. We were 3-1 down, half an hour to go, and won the game 4-3. It's never over. Like, in FIFA, the games are never over until they're officially over, you know. So, yeah, won the game 4-3. Huge turnaround victory to return to winning ways there. And then Cheltenham Town away in Gloucestershire, FA Cup, 4th round, League 2 side. You know, I mentioned very recently, you know, I talked about handicap and whether I think it exists in the game. Sometimes what would be considered the easiest games to win can sometimes feel like the toughest. But heading into this game, I had no such problem whatsoever. Right from the very first whistle in attack mode, got our first goal. Then Nico Williams scored his first goal for the club since coming from Liverpool to make it 2-0. And then the second half, pushing for a third and fourth goal. Hit the bar there, still leading by 2 with 5 minutes to go. 2-0 up. And I mentioned a moment ago there, games are never over till they're over. But this one felt over at half time, really. I was totally dominated for the most part. There were 5 minutes to go. This was hilarious. This shows the gap in quality when your centre-back can turn into a left winger, outpace most of the opponents, and slide it across for the assist as well. Lloyd Payne bombing down the wing. Our academy grads link up as Humphreys bags what would be our third. And in stoppage time, still leading by 3. Chance to make it 4. Put the icing on the cake against the League 2 side. Rashasha storming down the right. Rounds the goalkeeper, hurdles him, dinks it to the middle, and Isaac Davis off the bench makes it 4. He's found his level, Isaac Davis. League 2, 4-0 away at Cheltenham Town. So yeah, big win. And you will see my lineup into the game as well. Really strong, once again, just like the previous round, a really, really strong team against Burton Albion and then against Cheltenham Town. And the reason being is quite simple. I'm not taking chances, man. This is season 6. I want a trophy. Now, we won the championship a couple of years ago, but I won our first major honour of the series. And we've got a golden chance this season because we're fighting on all 3 fronts. Europa League through to the last 16. FA Cup is through to the last 16 of that as well. And in the Premier League 2, keeping pace with Liverpool. There's a chance this year at a treble. The Carabao Cup went early, but I called it a blessing in disguise. We were knocked out early by Stoke City because now we're being more competitive on all 3 fronts. Big win there, and I'm taking every competition seriously. You see my lineups in the Europa League and the FA Cup. Oftentimes, I'd field weakened teams, but this season, no. Really, really strong lineups. I want a major honour. So, third and final game of today's episode, returning back to Rodney Parade, taking on Nottingham Forest right now in the bottom 3. Fancying our chance of another big win here, and a win in this game could potentially put us top of the table if Liverpool would slip up. So right from the first whistle in attack mode, Rabi Matondo, top scorer of the league, Golden Boot winner last year, 19th in 23. I keep on alluding to it. Can I one day get him to 40? The chance is there, but I think it should be said, even in FIFAs where the goals are so frequent, it is still such a difficult feat. 40 goals in 38 games. That means he needs 1 in 1 and an extra 2 as well. That's a really tough feat to do in the Premier League, but if anyone can do it, I think Rabi Matondo can. He got goals number 19 and 20 in this game. Once again, just running the show, really, in South Wales. And then just past the hour mark, still leading by 2. Some quick little football sees Gavin Humphreys take aim from just inside the area. Good stop by Bryce Samba, keeping it at 2-0. But once again, you know, I mentioned just like in the Cheltenham game, whilst games are never over until they're over, I really felt in this game I was in control. And also, what I found in this game, and I've talked about it before, is like when the AI, when it's like 60, 65 minutes in, and you'll notice it when they play like a really high line and they press with so much intensity as well. If you can get in behind the back line, you know you're going to score if you've got pacey enough players. We did. Right from the back with Price, our goalkeeper, working our way forward. Look at the pressing from Nottingham Forest here. It's so intense. There's so many red shirts thrown forward. So all you've got to do is work the space in behind and you're free. Exactly what we did here with Ben Davies' goal for our third, and then Ethan and Paddy, who literally just came off the bench for Ben, who gets his first goal in the Newport County shirt to make it 4 late on and wrap the game up. If you can just keep your composure when the AI play a really high press and throw loads of bodies forward and play a really high line in later game situations, if you can keep your composure and keep your concentration, you'll get in behind several times and you'll kill the game off. That's what we did for our third and fourth goals. Davison and Padu both getting the goals alongside the double for Abbey in the first half, and that does mean after the big win against Nottingham Forest, guys, remember it, because I don't know how long it's going to last. 14 games to go. Newport County top of the table. 2 clear on Liverpool, slightly better goal record now as well. 5 ahead of the Red Devils, and also 7 clear of Everton as well. Top 4 seems like a formality now. The question is, after going there for the first time this season, can we maintain pole position? But that will end today's episode of Club and Country, guys. Big thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day, and we'll see you for the next episode of Club and Country very soon.